And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm Ace Crypto, and let's jump on into the market update. So we're going to jump on in with Bitcoin at $22,850 today. We have been dropping substantially over the past couple of days. We can see Ethereum 1,600. So Ethereum seems to be holding its price a little bit better than Bitcoin at the moment. Super interesting there, guys. So we can jump on over to the chart. We can see the Bitcoin has broken out of this channel I've made there. So it's pretty textbook. You can literally see him bouncing off for supports and resistances. You know, it's pretty textbook. So you can see we are definitely breaking below this trend line there, which would indicate to me that we are dropping down to this green line there. So you can see there the RSI, money's starting to flow out of Bitcoin. And when money flows out of Bitcoin, the prices start to drop. So something to consider there, guys. Something to consider. We are probably going to be dropping down a bit further. So we can jump on over to the crypto bubbles really quickly, and we can see Magic is up 15%, the biggest bubble today. So we can jump on over, and Magic is $2.06 at the moment. We can see the total supply is 338 million. So it isn't the most tokens, but it isn't the least tokens either. But it doesn't seem too bad. Volume's looking very good as well, to 286 million, which is a decent amount of volume. Still quite a low market cap. It means it still has a lot of places to go. So what exactly is Magic? So it's a decentralized gaming platform, essentially. So this is the one that's been moving quite strongly in the past couple of weeks. I do think this could be a fantastic program. It seems like it's just as usable as Gala Games, which we all know Gala Games is doing phenomenal things at the moment. So something to consider with Magic on the Treasure, built with Treasure. So this is something to look into, Magic Swap. I haven't done the most research into this one, guys, but it seems like an interesting one. Interoperability gaming, and that is super important, is the interoperability metric of this. So moving on, what we got? FTX is sending letters to politicians who receive donations from FTX to return the money they received. Yeah, so they literally send in letters to try and get the money back. So if I click on this one, we can see these are all the names. Not very versed in American politics and stuff like that, so I'm not too sure who a lot of these people are. You guys might know. I have retweeted this if you do want to have a little look and see if one of your constituents is basically on this list. So just have a little look through, you know. I think it's quite interesting that actually asking for the money back. That's super cheeky, but essentially we do need the money back to go to better things, to give money back to a lot of people who lost money through the FTX fiasco. You know, maybe it's through BlockFi, you know, maybe through Solana. There's so many different avenues which people suffered because of the FTX fiasco. So we do need the money back, obviously, to put money back into the system and back into the places and the people that need it. So moving on, Nigeria leads the world in Bitcoin adoption, sets a new record for Google searches. So you can see there the number of Google searches for Bitcoin is slowly starting to increase from Nigeria. This is because it's all about the bankless. You know, I'm sure you've heard of this. Basically, Bitcoin is able to bank the bankless very easily. So a lot of places in Africa, they use mobile phone credits and stuff to actually trade for value. So using cryptocurrencies is like the next step, essentially, or a more safe and secure step for these unbankless societies to take. So I do think this could be a fantastic thing to drive adoption. Moving over, so this is actually me. This is my tweet. Did you know that Aptos is a huge deal in Korea? It's a meme coin held by degens to buy an apartment with just one token, but beware. With only 13 to 15% of the supply in circulation, do your research before investing. So basically, Aptos, or apartment and token together, it's not what it is, but in Korea, this is what they're treating it as. Basically, they're treating it as a way to buy an apartment, because apartment is one of the best ways to invest in anything realistically in Korea. So apartments is the super top way to invest, and they're trying to get on the property ladder by buying one of these Aptos tokens and riding the wave up. One thing to consider though is only 13 to 15% of the total supply is actually in circulation. So when more of this supply drops, we are probably going to see a price drop substantially. So that's something to consider when you are looking at Aptos, guys. It is massively popular in Korea, but only because of the apartment I don't know what you call it really, the apartment collaboration with tokens, and it's all a bit confusing really. But as you can see, Korea is definitely pushing in the right direction. So this one is super interesting, guys. This is the Binance introduces a tool for calculating your taxes. So it's literally a tool on the Binance smart chain on Binance you can jump onto and work out your taxes basically. So, exchange company Binance has introduced a tool that will help users calculate tax obligations on their crypto transactions. So, the free tool can support reporting up to 100,000 transactions. So the problem is with traders is when they trade like, hundreds of thousands of times per year, it's very difficult to keep track of all those different swaps essentially in terms of tax. So you're able to enter your, I'm assuming, wallet address, and it's going to calculate pretty much your tax for you. Super interesting, guys. I really like this. The fact that they've actually gone out of their way to give something back to people to help them out and to make crypto more accessible. Super interesting. The aim of Binance Tax is to simplify the calculation of gains and losses throughout the year. For frequent traders, this could amount to thousands of transactions, meaning many hours of work to ensure correct calculations. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. CZ from Binance seems to be doing the work, so we like CZ from Binance a lot. So we can move on over. We do have this Ripple thing here. Ripple CTO slams theory that XRP will hit a $50,000 buyback. So this is David Schwartz. We've all heard of David Schwartz. If you don't, go follow him on Twitter because he's super interesting over there. So basically what he's saying here is don't be so stupid. It's not going to have a buyback of $50,000. It's just not going to happen. So if I scroll on down here, where was it? Right there. There we go. So basically, Matt Hamilton, former director of developer relations at Ripple, basically what he's saying, okay, so yet again, we're assuming that 100% of the global GDP will translate into XRP value. So all the money in the world essentially translates into XRP value. Why? All of the goods exported, the oil, food, financial services, you think 100% of this magically becomes XRP value in the next decade. How? So this is interesting, guys. All the people that are all on Twitter going XRP to $1,000, XRP to 27,000. It's not happening, guys. Definitely not happening. I'd love to see a buyback at $50,000, but I doubt we're ever going to see it. There's no reason. There's enough XRP to go around for the government and for everybody else. So I don't see the buyback anywhere close to $50,000. So that is something to consider when you are buying XRP. If you can't make your profits from a $10 XRP, then it's time to move into a different coin. Yeah? So we can move on over really quickly. This is an interesting one. Luxury rehab centers introduce treatment for crypto addiction. Yeah, so it's not quite the Maldives, it's Mallorca. There we go. The Balance is a rehabilitation center located on the Spanish island of Mallorca, but it's not for the empty of wallets. It reportedly costs a minimum of $75,000. So basically, you need to have made it in crypto to be able to curb your addiction of crypto. Basically. So there's a few things on here basically talking about what people are actually doing. So you can see there, Don was allegedly putting $200,000 into crypto to trades on a weekly basis. I mean, Don sounds like a very rich man if he's able to put $200,000 into crypto a week. Wow. Wow. So we got a few more things to talk about. We got the Chinese cities giving away nearly 27 million in digital yuan to drive adoption. So basically, there's a spring festival going on in China at the moment, and what they're doing is, you can see there, roughly 200 activities, distributing nearly 180 million digital yuan, worth over 26.6 million. So they're basically giving all this digital yuan away, as you can see, the ECNY, which basically means e-currency. They're giving away all this e-currency so people actually start to use the e-currency and build up a bit of a reputation, a bit of a rapport with it. So when it becomes into full adoption, people are not scared. So we can see that China's really pushing this Cbdc narrative really strongly. So I do think China is going to be the first to obviously accomplish the Cbdc thing, because they want control, complete and utter control of every person living in China. And most people away and sort of dealing with China in trade issues as well. So they want control, and that's what they're going to get with the Cbdc adoption. So let me know what you think down in the comments, guys. You think this is a good thing or a bad thing? We all know what this is a terrible bad thing. It's a bad thing. It's a bad thing. So last thing, one of the last things I want to talk to you guys about is Uniswap. So apparently Uniswap is controlled by one entity. and that entity is Anderson Horowitz. Anderson Horowitz is, so you can see Mark Anderson and Bear Horowitz, known as A16Z. Strange name for a 3 hours capital for a venture capital firm. 3 hours capital for a venture capital firm. So yeah, basically it's a venture capital firm that invests in a lot of crypto enterprises, fintechs, games, companies building towards the American dynamism, consumer, healthcare, loads of different things. So basically they are an investment firm, you know, you can see there they are a venture capital firm. So basically if we scroll on down, we can see this little graph there. A lot of people are worried because this A16Z, or whatever they're called, they control 4.1% of the total supply of Uniswap, the token. So the problem with this is obviously the fact that if someone controls more than a 4% supply, then they are able to control the proposals that get implemented on the blockchain. So a lot of people are worried, saying that this isn't decentralized as they're claiming it to be, which is quite worrying really when Uniswap claims to be a decentralized exchange. So something to consider then when you are using Uniswap is it might be controlled by one entity, and that entity is going to be A16Z. So that's pretty much all we have time for today, guys. Thank you very much for joining me today. The love and support on the channel lately has been fantastic. I'll do a few more videos later on as normal, and we'll be back with another one tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining me today, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow.